If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. In a shocking turn of events that has sent tremors throughout the NFL, the Cleveland Browns locker room is reportedly in chaos, as multiple star players have allegedly united to push for the removal of Deshaun Watson from the team. Sources close to the situation claim that tensions have been simmering for weeks, with some veterans expressing frustration over Watson's leadership on and off the field. Whispered conversations in practice sessions and quiet meetings in the team's facility have reportedly escalated into a full-blown movement among key figures who believe that Watson's presence is detrimental to team chemistry. Fans on social media are picking up on the subtle signs of unrest, sharing speculation about unusual absences from team photos, uncharacteristic sideline arguments, and cryptic posts from players hinting at internal disagreements. Analysts are noting that while Watson has delivered flashes of brilliance in games, inconsistencies in performance combined with locker room friction could be fueling this unprecedented push from teammates. The situation, according to insiders, is delicate, as public acknowledgement of the conflict could disrupt morale and affect upcoming matchups, leaving coaches walking a tightrope between maintaining order and addressing the simmering discontent. As the story develops, unnamed sources within the Browns organization have reportedly confirmed that the tension is not a minor disagreement, but a concerted effort led by influential figures in the roster. The players allegedly strategizing behind closed doors are said to include offensive leaders and defensive stalwarts who have built significant clout over their tenure. Conversations that started casually, some claim, have evolved into organized discussions about the potential implications of Watson remaining on the roster, weighing public relations fallout against the need to maintain competitive performance. The group, according to insiders, is reportedly concerned that Watson's approach to practice habits, communication on the field, and interactions with coaching staff could lead to longer-term issues if left unchecked. While management has yet to release an official statement, the rumor mill is working overtime, fueled by subtle behaviors observed during team travel, practice sessions, and post-game interviews where body language suggests unease. Analysts note that in situations like these, locker room dynamics often have a larger impact than statistical performance alone, and the mere hint of unrest can shape the narrative for weeks. Social media communities are dissecting every minor detail, interpreting emojis, and overanalyzing captions for hidden messages about the alleged discord between Watson and his teammates. The reported movement against Watson, as some insiders describe, appears to be more than casual grumbling. It seems to involve a deliberate effort to create conditions under which the quarterback's tenure becomes untenable. According to sources, players are quietly testing the waters with coaches and front office personnel to gauge the team's stance on potential roster adjustments, looking for signs of support or resistance. Observers claim that the tension is palpable during practice, with subtle avoidance, pointed looks, and conversations that end abruptly whenever Watson approaches. Coaches, aware of the growing friction, are reportedly trying to mediate, but the challenge is balancing the demands of competitive play with the interpersonal dynamics that are reportedly deteriorating. Fans and commentators are framing the story as a locker room coup, speculating that if this internal campaign gains momentum, Watson could face consequences far beyond on-field criticism. While no formal ultimatum has been communicated, the rumor suggests that the team stars are seeking a significant shakeup to assert authority over the direction of the franchise, raising questions about loyalty, leadership, and the future of one of the NFL's most high-profile quarterbacks. The entire situation, if true, could redefine perceptions of player power within professional football, highlighting how influential individuals can alter organizational decisions quietly but decisively. Whispers of this alleged push against Watson have spread to the media, with sports commentators and insiders analyzing body language in press conferences, scrutinizing interviews for tone, and compiling patterns that suggest friction between Watson and his peers. Reports indicate that during meetings, there have been subtle signs of resistance when Watson attempts to voice his perspective, with interruptions, side glances, and murmurs that hint at disapproval. Fans on forums have already begun speculating about which players are involved, suggesting that team captains and high-profile veterans are leading the effort, while younger players are allegedly being encouraged to stay neutral or quietly support the movement. Analysts argue that such dynamics are not uncommon in professional sports, but the scale and visibility of this purported conflict make it exceptional. Observers note that the consequences of internal dissent can ripple outward, influencing recruitment, contract negotiations, and the overall brand image of a franchise. While the Browns have enjoyed moments of success on the field, sources claim that the locker room tension is overshadowing victories, with morale reportedly dipping and subtle signs of fatigue and frustration emerging during practice. This internal unrest, if accurate, could be a defining narrative for the team's season, influencing not just on-field results, but the trajectory of leadership decisions in Cleveland. Experts analyzing the situation suggest that if this alleged player-led push succeeds, the ripple effects could be massive, impacting trade discussions, salary negotiations, and the broader perception of Watson in the league. Even minor indications of tension, they note, can influence how opposing teams approach matchups, with rivals possibly exploiting perceived fractures within the roster. Social media speculation has intensified, with posts tagging teammates, cryptic captions, and subtle hints that feed into the rumor, creating an online echo chamber that amplifies perceived discord. According to insiders, coaches are reportedly caught between maintaining authority and navigating the increasingly bold initiative of star players, who allegedly feel a responsibility to protect the team's long-term cohesion and success. While Watson has historically been portrayed as a leader, sources suggest that his style, personality, and interactions may have contributed to the friction, creating a divide that now appears irreconcilable. Analysts highlight that the situation, if true, is emblematic of a broader shift in professional sports, where influential players wield significant sway over internal decisions, shaping organizational outcomes without public acknowledgement. For the Browns, the coming weeks could determine not just game strategies, but the very makeup of the team, hinging on the delicate balance between star power and management authority, a high-stakes drama that is captivating fans and insiders alike. The alleged tensions have reportedly reached the point where external observers, including league officials and sports journalists, are monitoring the situation closely, aware that any public acknowledgement could escalate the narrative further. Reports suggest that some players involved in the push against Watson are quietly consulting advisors and former athletes for guidance on how to navigate such a high-profile conflict without attracting negative media attention. The intricate dance between public perception and internal negotiation, insiders claim, is being conducted with extreme caution, as any misstep could tarnish reputations and potentially disrupt team operations. Fans continue to dissect every social media post, every press interaction, and every game day sideline moment for hints that substantiate the rumors, with analysts compiling timelines and cross-referencing statements to piece together a coherent picture. If these rumors hold any truth, the Browns are navigating one of the most complex locker room crises in recent memory, where leadership, influence, and interpersonal dynamics intersect in unpredictable ways. Ultimately, the alleged movement against Watson, whether fully realized or still in its nascent stages, has created a sense of suspense and intrigue that dominates conversations around the team, drawing attention from local and national audiences alike. Observers are left questioning whether this conflict will resolve quietly behind closed doors or erupt publicly, setting the stage for one of the NFL's most dramatic off-field narratives in recent years. As the rumor mill continues to churn, insiders allege that the ripple effects of the Browns' internal unrest could extend far beyond the locker room, influencing team strategy, draft plans, and even relationships with sponsors. Sources claim that the alleged movement against Watson has prompted management to quietly evaluate contingency plans, weighing the pros and cons of either attempting to reconcile differences or facilitating a high-profile exit. Observers note that such tensions are rarely isolated, often affecting the entire organizational ecosystem, from assistant coaches to front office executives, and even impacting how rookies acclimate to the team culture. Fans on social media are intensely debating potential outcomes, speculating about trades, contractual maneuvering, and the long-term implications for the Browns' playoff prospects. Analysts suggest that the mere hint of internal discord can alter perceptions across the league, with rival teams possibly adjusting game plans or psychological strategies based on perceived weaknesses. In addition, insiders indicate that some players may be leveraging their influence to shape the narrative, controlling leaks, and ensuring that their perspective dominates media coverage. While Watson's talent is undeniable, these reports suggest that interpersonal dynamics and perceived leadership deficiencies are being weighed as heavily as on-field performance, reflecting the increasingly complex calculus of modern professional sports management. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. According to sources, the alleged push to oust Watson is not being executed impulsively, but rather through careful coordination, discreet discussions, and subtle demonstrations of solidarity among influential players. Observers report that these players are quietly signaling their intentions through body language, sideline interactions, and selective engagement during team meetings, creating a layered, almost invisible campaign designed to undermine confidence without overt confrontation. Coaches are reportedly attempting to mediate, but insiders describe a scenario where their authority is subtly challenged, forcing management to tread carefully while maintaining operational stability. Fans and commentators are dissecting every piece of evidence, from cryptic social media posts to unusual practice patterns, and compiling narratives that reinforce the rumor of a coordinated effort against Watson. Analysts emphasize that in professional sports, perception often drives reality, with the influence of star players capable of reshaping organizational decisions quietly yet decisively. Reports suggest that if the movement gains traction, it could trigger a cascade of internal evaluations, roster shifts, and even changes in coaching strategy, highlighting the delicate balance between player power and management oversight. The ongoing speculation is captivating audiences, illustrating the dramatic interplay between talent, leadership, and influence within a high-stakes sporting environment where the smallest gestures can ignite widespread debate and lasting consequences for the franchise's trajectory. Insiders have reportedly observed that the Browns' locker room environment has become increasingly segmented, with small cliques forming around differing loyalties, creating subtle tension that permeates practice sessions and team meetings. According to sources, the alleged faction against Watson is methodical, carefully assessing responses from teammates, coaches, and staff, effectively testing the boundaries of influence and authority within the organization. Analysts note that while the quarterback skill set remains formidable, the perception of divided support can erode confidence, disrupt communication, and affect execution during games, reinforcing the urgency behind the reported push. Fans continue to scrutinize interactions, citing instances of nonverbal cues, microexpressions, and indirect social media commentary as evidence of discord, fueling a narrative that may influence how the broader league views the situation. Sports commentators are weighing in on the potential ramifications, noting that if Watson were to depart under pressure, the precedent set could reshape how player-led initiatives are perceived and managed across professional football. Moreover, insiders suggest that negotiations, if they occur, could be complicated by contracts, public relations considerations, and the high-profile nature of the quarterback, adding layers of complexity to an already tense scenario. The Browns, according to reports, are navigating a precarious situation, balancing the pursuit of on-field success with the realities of interpersonal dynamics, with every move closely watched by media, fans, and league observers alike, creating an atmosphere charged with speculation, strategy, and uncertainty that continues to dominate discussions across platforms and forums. Reports indicate that the alleged unrest is also influencing decision-making at higher levels, with management quietly assessing the implications of potential player-led interventions on team culture, long-term planning, and overall performance metrics. Insiders describe a scenario in which executive leadership is weighing the risk of alienating star players against the need to maintain cohesion, illustrating the delicate equilibrium between authority and influence in a professional sports franchise. Analysts suggest that if the rumored initiative against Watson succeeds, it could reshape not only the Browns roster, but also broader league perceptions regarding player power, leadership dynamics, and the interplay between performance and interpersonal relationships. Social media speculation has intensified, with fans and pundits dissecting every development, often interpreting cryptic posts or minor gestures as confirmation of the alleged campaign. According to sources, the pressure has led to behind-the-scenes discussions regarding potential trades, contract renegotiations, and even shifts in coaching responsibilities, reflecting the multi-layered complexity of navigating high-profile internal conflicts. Observers emphasize that such dynamics highlight the evolving nature of professional sports, where influence, reputation, and perception can have as much impact as on-field achievements, demonstrating how a single narrative can ripple through an organization. Ultimately, the ongoing rumors surrounding Watson underscores the tension between individual talent, collective cohesion, and organizational authority, creating a storyline that captivates audiences while revealing the hidden pressures shaping elite sports teams. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!